Knight of Obedience, Dr. Albrecht Graf von Rechberg. He is in charge of the coordination of the help of the German Malteser Hilfsdienst for South Africa. And I greet a good old friend of mine, the Chancellor of the Bohemian Grand Priory of the Order of the Knights of Malta, Fritz Graf Strachwitz. We greet with a very sincere and warm thank you, because he is the one whose main merit it is that this care center is standing here today. A Knight of Malta from the United States of America, Daniel Meehan. With him came Monsignor Charleboy. We greet him in our midst. Director of St. John's Ambulance in Natal, or I should say KwaZulu Natal, Mr. O'Donovan, Mike O'Donovan. I'm asking my ghostwriter to help me. Who have I forgotten? I greet the Mrs. Taylor from the Order of St. John in Durban. And now I must admit that my memory for names is terrible. I greet Dr. You help me.
Yeah, no problem. Dr. Colin Peterson.
Yes, Dr. Colin Peterson.
Is the medical officer of Health for Durban, and she's also the deputy chairman of the Durban Centre of St. John Ambulance Foundation.
Thank you very much, Mike. Last time we had a big function, I was introducing our bishop to the public, and I said we greet our bishop, the bishop of Ishari, and I thought, what's his name? So that happened to me. Please bear with me, I'm really a little bit overwhelmed in these days. And I greet all of you who are guests of honor. I see Father Albert, the parish priest of Mtunzini. And I greet Hans and Albertine Sporer and my brother Johannes Laglene, who are, with Mr. Meehan, the main benefactors of our care center. And I greet especially those people who I have forgotten. Nico Changase from Alpha 6 in Isitebe, I greet especially. Alpha 6 are the people here in South Africa who have given us the biggest donation to our care center. And it goes with a very big thank you to Alpha 6, who used to be called Kappa 6, but now they're Alpha 6. So all of you are most welcome, especially those who I have forgotten. And there is nothing worse than somebody who doesn't stop speaking. Therefore, I better stop speaking now. And I think you would like much more to hear some singing. And so I'm asking the teacher of our pre-primary school and creche in Bebete, of Blessed Gerard's pre-primary school and creche in Bebete, Veronica Tetwa, that you will give us your input now from our kiddies, from our creche. Thank you very much.
through life takes you over a number of roads. And I must tell you, I first came to South Africa, believe it, in 1948. I was on a ship from the United States of America. I visited Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, East London, and Durban. And from 1948 to 1955, I grew a love for South Africa. There were other distractions of family, 5 children, 17 grandchildren now, so I hadn't been back to South Africa till 3-4 years ago when I met Father. And it is very gratifying to see the love and the respect of the people of South Africa. It has grown and is going to grow. It's one of the finest countries in the world, and the future is bright for each of you. Yesterday we had the privilege of visiting this creche, these beautiful children, 32 children, and you could see in their eyes that they liked themselves. They were happy, and the main thing in life is that children like what they're doing and like themselves. And now the children from the primary school, the Mandeni primary school, beautiful singing. Congratulations. I'm very happy to be here. And now today, Father and all his friends realize their dream. And it isn't a selfish dream. It isn't for themselves. It's for others. It's for others in need. It's a privilege being here, being part of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, and being a very, very small part of this dream. So I congratulate everyone, children from the primary school, the citizens of South Africa, the residents of Mandeni. Congratulations. Thank you for inviting me.
Our province, but he is a spiritual supporter, a member of our Brotherhood of Blessed Gérard too. And we are very proud that he is what he is. And we would like to ask you now, Mike, that you would address us. I know you have got a letter from the Prior of the Order of St. John in South Africa in your file, and we ask you now to address us shortly and to give us those messages which you have for us.
Thank you, Father Gérard. Distinguished guests, as Father Gérard says, I represent St. John Ambulance Foundation and the Order of St. John here today. But I wanted to introduce my very good friend here because there's a bit of confusion early on. Mrs. Taylor is the Assistant Chief Commissioner in charge of home care with the St. John Ambulance Brigade. She has spent a lifetime in service to St. John, and her valuable inputs to the organisation were recognised when she was made a Dame of the Order some years ago. So she holds very high rank in the Order of St. John as well.
Thank you.
My very good friend. That's a bit of class to the occasion here for me. I brought with me some correspondence here from some of our senior people in St. John. Some of you may or may not know that the St. John Ambulance Foundation, the Order of St. John, is the, what would we call it, the Protestant version of the Orders of St. John. The Anglican version, should I say. Father and I shared a little joke in the fact that I'm actually a Catholic, so they've got a Catholic running an Anglican organisation. But if I may, I'd like to read out a couple of important letters that have been addressed to Father Gérard. One comes from our prior, Mr. Haggie, who is our senior man here in South Africa. And he says, "Dear Father Gérard, with most... Sorry. It was most kind of you to invite me to the blessing and opening of Blessed Gérard's Care Centre at Mandeni on the 3rd of September 1996. Very sadly, I shall be in Europe at that time and unable to attend this most important occasion. And I send you my and the Priory's very best wishes for the success of this project, which will obviously be most valuable to the community. The need for such facilities for convalescent patients, particularly the elderly, is so necessary at the moment. With warm regards, yours sincerely, I.S. Haggie." I then also have a letter from Major Ian Crowder, who is the Director of Order Affairs at St. John Headquarters at Priory in Johannesburg. "Dear Father Gérard, on behalf of the Prior and Priory for South Africa of the Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, all staff and members send their very best wishes for the success of the blessing and opening of Blessed Gérard's Care Centre at Mandeni. The Order congratulates the Brotherhood of Blessed Gérard for initiating, persevering with, and succeeding in this most worthwhile project. The need for these facilities are so necessary and will contribute to the peace of mind of all those who come into contact with this care centre. The Prior sends his personal warm regards, with which all staff and members wish to be associated." Major Ian Crowder. And then on a more personal note, one for myself on behalf of our centre in Durban.
Thank you.
"Dear Father Gérard, on behalf of our President, Archbishop Dennis Hurley, I might add is a good Catholic Archbishop, Professor Bob Mickle, and the members of our Centre Committee, I wish to congratulate you and your Executive Council on the opening of Blessed Gérard's Care Centre. You are to be commended for your vision and great endeavours in realising this wonderful achievement. With warmest personal regards from myself."
Thank you very much.
On one final note, just on a personal basis, I'd like to mention the wonderful friendship that's developed between Father Gérard and myself. And through that then, the two organisations. Some years ago we hardly knew each other, and I'm very grateful that Father Gérard invites me to all these wonderful functions. And I've been here from the very beginning of this project, so I'm very honoured to be here this evening, this afternoon, to actually see its completion on this wonderful occasion. So I thank you not just for your friendship, but for involving St. John in everything that you do.
Thank you very much. Thank you. special way to say thank you, and that is by giving gifts. Small little gifts which show our appreciation. And I would now like to ask our Vice President, Mrs. Claire Kochhoff, to help me to give the first couple of little signs of appreciation to our guests of honor who have done so much for us. Our biggest thanks, of course, goes to the Grand Master of the Order of the Knights of Malta. And I ask you, Frau Ludwig, to bring our gift to the Grand Master to him. I would like to pronounce our Grand Master a Zulu chief. And that's why I give him a stick, which I think only a Zulu chief can have. May I ask you to pass on this our gift to His Most Eminent Highness, the Grand Master.
Thank you very much.
But I ask you not to run away, because we Zulu, we don't give just one gift, we give a couple of more gifts, and therefore we thought we should give you personally a couple of nice gifts. I'm sure that you will need lots of defense, because you, Frau Ludwig, you have such a big task, and I'm sure there are sometimes people who attack you. And so I think I should give you a proper Zulu shield, that you are safe from all the attacks of anybody, and that you get all the protection which you need. And this is why I would like to give you. We here in Africa have an old tradition of healing. And there are some people who are called witch doctors, and they have their special way of healing. And as you are doing so much in the healing profession, we thought we give you the attire of a Zulu witch doctor. So that with this Ishoba, you may maybe get additional strength to do and work in the healing profession. And you need something to put all those gifts in, and that's why we thought we give you a little wooden basket, which might remind you of your visit in Africa with the elephants and with the trees, as a little gift from us as well. Now I ask you to carry on.
Don't run away. And to depict what we actually do in our brotherhood, I would like to give you a symbolic carving to take home with you. Thank you.
I also give you a basket. You know that if you want to do good to the people, you always need a full basket. And I'm sure you need a full basket too, so that it can be filled with all the goodwill of the people who want to help you in your task. And so we would like to give you a woven Zulu basket, and we hope that you can fill it with all the goodwill from our side, and with our very warm regards in our promise of carrying on in this way of goodwill. And we want you to remember South Africa, and that's why we would like to give you some wonderful pictures of South Africa, and another little picture to remember us and remember your visit. Thank you. We are going to ask Frau Ludwig for his speech on this evening. That's why we let him off the hook now. And I would now like to call on Mr. Meehan. just helped us a lot on the financial side, but Mr. Meehan is in the center of his heart one of us. And as he said in his own speech when he came the first time, he caught fire. And he became one of those who have our work and what we do, and the people especially who we are called to help in the center of their heart. You have done so much for us here in Zululand that we would like to pronounce you an honorary Zulu. But as I am not a Zulu, I must ask a Zulu now to give you the proper attire of a proper Zulu. And this is a loincloth, which we call a beshu in Zulu. Let's take that.
Should I wear this home?
On the plane.
Oh, it does? Okay, all right. If my children can see me now.
They will see you when they get the pictures.
As well. We could be giving you a spear, but the Lord doesn't allow us to get weapons. Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
And again, to depict our brotherhood work, I can't say any more. And I give it to Dan with a very full heart, because I know how much our work that we do here in Mandeni means to him, because he works the same as us all over the world. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, everybody. I'd like to say that it reminds me of my mother and my wife, who have spent their lives caring for children. So, thank you very much.
Mr. Meehan has given us so much of his heart, so that we think we must also give him a big basket. Your heart is much bigger that it won't fit into that, but it should be a symbol of our gratitude for all what you have given to us, and especially the love and friendship which you have given us. And therefore we would like to give you these baskets as a little gift too.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr. Meehan's wife, Eileen, had a knee operation and she is still very weak on her knees, therefore she couldn't come. But we thought it might be nice if you would give her a little greeting of ours. This is what we call an inhyogo. An inhyogo is the hat which traditional Zulu women wear. And therefore, I can't put it on because it's ridiculous. So, therefore, the Zulu must pass that on to Mr. Meehan.
Thank you very much.
Pass it on to
My grandchildren wanted to come too, but school opened up last week. They were off all summer for 10 weeks, 9 weeks. And they would return to school. Otherwise, two of them were coming down with me, Brianna and Maggie. And Brianna's in the first year of high school, and Maggie's in the 7th grade of grammar school. So they send you their love.
And as as you are talking about the children of South Africa for who you have done so much, we thought this book about the children of South Africa might be a nice thank you.
Very important. Very important. Thank you, children.
And a little picture of our wildlife should round it off. That's it. Thank you, Mr. Miller. I would now like to ask the Managing Director of Malteser Hilfsdienst in Bavaria. By the way, he's also a member of the, what's Presidium in English? Of the President's Council, it might be called, of the whole of Malteser Hilfsdienst Germany, Manfred Schulz. I ask him to deliver his speech.
My English is too bad to speak without paper. In respect to the lots of children, I will try to shorten the speech, for I think it's not so much interesting for little children to hear the philosophy of Maltese, of Germany and of South Africa. I will try it and I will shorten it. Your Excellency, the Deputy Grandmaster, dear Father Gérard, admired honor and feast guests, dear Maltese, ladies and gentlemen. This is a great day in the history of the Maltese, whose spirit and demand is unique on earth and shall be realized in all countries where Maltese are present without respect of person. Tuitio fidei et obsequium pauperum, protection of belief and help to the needy, which range this guiding principle of the Maltese order and the Brotherhood of blessed Gérard owns in a country like South Africa, we can see and experience today with astonishment and gratitude. I therefore would like to thank you right at the beginning of my short speech with all my heart that I am allowed to experience this day with you. Thank you for your great hospitality, your Maltesian spirit and your energy here in this country, in which already years after the foundation of the Brothership in October 1992 and its official confirmation and acceptance as ecclesiastical society and health organization of the Maltese in 1993, so much of the good and necessary in the true sense of the word happens and will happen. All of you have contributed your individual part. You, dear Father Gérard, are honoring my great gratitude and recognition for your energy and your engagement, with which you pushed the foundation of the Brotherhood of blessed Gérard forward and cared for the setup of the various projects. But only in a solidarity community, ideas can be put into action. Therefore, I would like to give my thanks and esteem to all of you which participate in the realization. Here in Mandeni are a lot of people which urgently demand help and which we have to take care of. I myself are coming from a wealthy country, from Germany. It is a social state that has built up a system that has moderated a lot of distress and problems like sickness, poverty and isolation in the old age. We have a health and social insurance which is built up on the fundamental idea of solidarity of all citizens and which gives a social network to anyone who catch him in distress. But these stitches are not as narrow as you like. Every solidarity community depends on the helpfulness and the unselfish engagement of people which care for the next without respecting their own profit. Furthermore, it is necessary in this land where the scissors between poor and rich is very far and where so much poverty and distress is existing, to take over the responsibility for the indignant next and to stand the various problems of the country with the help of God. Indeed, it is up to break through the well-known vicious circle, which is described so expressive in the video film about the Brotherhood in South Africa, which was made for German friends and members. Education crisis leads to surplus of the population. Surplus population leads to unemployment. Unemployment leads to hunger. Hunger leads to sickness. Sickness leads to poverty. Poverty again leads to education crisis. These chains are loosened as you apply to different points of the vicious circle. An example is a stitching school in the self-help center, where people learn to engage themselves to earn their bread by their own work and therefore get independent from external help. Another project is the explanation and precaution in the hygienical and medical region. Very important herein is the AIDS prevention, which is of considerable importance to embark this so far deadly fatal disease. And finally, the care center, which will in the future offer room to patients which are dismissed from hospital but still need nursing and are not able to supply themselves and also cannot be served by their people. For the people, therefore, an expanded and temporary home as ambulant but also stationary arrangement will be built up here. People which are too healthy for the hospital are too sick for at home. So indeed a vital bridge across a ditch, which is very large in South Africa, is built. Sometimes relatives are missing who would be able to take over the care, but often it seems to be that relatives must be enabled to at first to do this work responsibly. This is aid to self-aid, there won't be a leg there in the care center. A bit proud, but first of all happy and glad we are standing here to hand over this house. Might the blessing of God rest on it and all his staff, so that a lot of good in concrete doing, but always also a good spirit might start from it, that lets the people hope and feel that life and health is given by God, and that we all as Maltese never forget what determined our community right from the start. The sick and the distressed trade as the Lord's sick. Like Christ is saying, what you have done to one of my lowest brothers, that did you do for me. Thank you for your kind regard.
The taxi for our crash children has arrived to bring them home. Therefore, let me quickly interrupt and say thank you in Zulu. Siyabonga kakhulu bantabetu, bantabami. Sijabulile kakhulu kucula nokudansa kwenu. Siyabonga Miss Mthethwa ngoba basebenza nzima ukuthi uyanikhulisa indlela enhle. Siyabonga kakhulu, siyanibalelisa manje. With Mr. Schultz, who did such a lovely and meaningful speech to us, which I thank you very much for, we thank Count Rechberg. Count Rechberg is the coordinator of Malteser Hilfsdienst, which is the Brotherhood of Blessed Gérard in Germany. We thank him very much for their help. After Mr. Meehan, the Malteser Hilfsdienst Germany is the biggest benefactor of our care center. We thank you not only for the money, we thank you for all your advice, we thank you for your friendship, and we thank you for your brotherliness, which you have shown to us. And as a sign of all that, we would like to give you, both of you, our gifts and ask Claire to give the gifts to Count Richter.
Oh.
We won't hand them out individually. Bye-bye. Thank you.
And I give them to you. Thank you too.
All in German.
Oh, John.
We will never learn English in the right way.
Just wait a bit.
Yes,
Just wait a bit.
if you allow the child to say it in English, I want to say just some words. I mean, the most important feeling we have to have is that we are on a pilgrimage from here to our God who belongs us. And God gives us a wonderful earth, beautiful earth, but nevertheless, we are very often in difficulties, and all of us know that we are in many situations depending on the help of other people. But it is not enough that the other people are willing to help us. They always have to be aware that in our days, this needs a certain knowledge, a knowledge how to help, beginning from the first aid over the nurse course, perhaps, or a nurse aid course, and many other courses which are necessary in our life. And by this, we intend that we intend to give everybody the feeling that he is not alone on the earth, but God loves him. And if somebody doesn't see how it can go further on, suddenly comes a person who helps them. And I hope that this person made a course in the Brotherhood of Blessed Gérard, for instance, and is able really to help us. Let us stick together in this purpose to help each other. And let us go further on. And as I always say to our German helpers, don't give in and never give up. And by this, I think, we will do what God will we do and make our earth a little bit lovelier to live in. Thank you for all your good purposes and for all what you will do during your life in this sense.
Thank you. And now we are waiting for the Zulu dancers, and we ask to give them a hint to please come and dance. founded the Brotherhood of Blessed Gérard on the 28th of October 1992, I sent a fax to him and to another very good friend of mine. And by return fax, they signed up for the Brotherhood as members. So they were the first members of our Brotherhood after its foundation. They, and I know from Fritz Count Strachwitz, they have done a lot for us, especially in their prayers. And when I say that, then I mean it in a very deep sense. We do not only have active members who work and do the active work, and we don't only have financial supporters who help us financially, but we have another kind of membership, and these are spiritual supporters, people who regularly pray. And I'm sure that these prayers have been the foundation stone for our care center. And therefore I thank you, and I thank all others who have prayed so much for us, for laying the foundation stone of our care center. And in that sense I would like to say thank you to you personally, and with you to all those who prayed so much for us, and give you a bag full of little gifts to say thank you for what you have done for us. Thank you. Are they? Yeah. Now we ask the Zulu women dancers, as I just know. I call you, Johannes, please come. Albertine, please come. It's not nepotism that I call you, but you and Mr. and Mrs. Sporer, you are a trio, which means a group of 3 people who are working very closely together. And the trio normally sings. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to sing, but the song of help which you are singing for us is marvelous. And if it wasn't for the 3 of you, this care center would not be. And therefore we would like to say a very heartfelt thank you. The 3 of them work several hours daily for our Brotherhood, in fundraising, in promoting our idea. And once again, if they wouldn't be, there would be no care center of no Blessed Gérard's care center in giving you gifts. I ask Claire to give the gifts to Johannes.
Can't take all of them together.
I ask Paul to give the gifts to Albertine. And I give them to Hans, they're all in one packet. But I think they're in Yoga we must put on. Thank you very much and God bless you for what you have done. Another heartfelt thank you we would like to give to a lady which wants to us to train our volunteer workers to make them caregivers and teachers in home nursing care. Thank you so much for the hard work which you have put in. Thank you also for your patience which you had to have with us, because it takes a long time to set up a program like that, and you had to be very patient with us. Thank you that you have been, and thank you for the marvelous work you have put in already, and thank you for the big work you are going to put in still until Christmas, when you are going home to your family again. I would like to give you the gift myself and say thank you for the wonderful work you have done and for the very nice way how you have done. All our members have closed you into their hearts, and Sister Elaine is just their real friend. And I thank you for this friendship which you have to us and to all our members. Thank you so much, Elaine, for your work. We would like to honor Monsignor Charlie Boy from the United States of America. Monsignor Charlie Boy is a very distinct man. He is one of those people who the Vatican sends all over the world where there is a war, where there is a catastrophe, where big problems have to be sorted out, and where governments have to come together with relief workers, and that is his task. He has come to us to see what we are doing, and we thank you so much for coming all the way. We thank you for giving up your time. We thank you for the lovely and nice way how you are giving your friendship to us, and we wish you for your great task, God's blessings, and the protection of the Holy Spirit and all the guardian angels which you surely need in your very difficult missions. He is on his way to Turkey, I think, and to the Iraq, if I'm right or wrong. Possible. Possible, yeah. So he has to sort out big problems there, and we wish that you will be successful and that you will pass on God's love to the people, which we are all called to do. And I ask Claire And I ask Leah to pass on our gifts to you and to say thank you for your coming.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Monsignor. And now you are all called and invited to come outside where Zulu dancers are waiting for us. When they have finished, you will have some time to relax until and tea and coffee are that's even better. Are they right here there? Are they comfort? Okay, don't leave. We ask the Zulu dancers when they are
Passou! Tu mau dia. Kan dia. Jangan